And then Cafe, great decider map.
Well, the only reason I'm surprised is that it's the only map these two teams faced on. DarkZero lose it to SSG at the end of the stage.
DarkZero taking a very direct route to this grand final. They have just been mindlessly fighting anybody that has been put in their way. And so
the two Aqua players just to hold their position very much intact. The final call goes out. Maybe they can find something off the back of this. Unfortunately, Ashen down. Will distract the Valkyrie quite nicely and put Pambazoo low, but Fultz does not have the clean entry into the site that he otherwise would have liked. SSG always have the fight in them, though, and indeed, it still remains 3 maps deep into tonight. Number 4 does not look any less sloppy. Is it the cleanest entry? No, but SSG have never played the cleanest games, and it's all about how you finish. Nafe on the retake will not find anything. SSG take the first. Even though there's a oh, hello. Okay, hold on. What is going on here? Pambazoo has trapped himself a little bit. Yeah, I was about to say. Getting a bit aggressive, but Benja, even if he doesn't get the kill, knows he's there, and now on top of the players sitting on the site. Wall opened up, Ashen going in, no diffuser in hand, and he will fall. Trying to create the pressure, no trade capable. And SSG might need to reset despite being literally next to the site.
back down, EXO. Looks to try and make something happen here. Nuers could try and tuck for a plant. That Vulcan pack could be deadly if it is exploded.
It could be, and it is, but Nuers has the time. Just as we mentioned, minimal vert for SSG, minimal plant denial for DarkZero. So while the Goyle pack comes late, Nuers is able to survive and put the diffuser down because SSG are so confident in making that play. Two-man hold to the top floor meets the one-man retake from Spirits. It falls short, falls silent, but NJR, who's been so clean throughout these whole playoffs, the DarkZero counterpart to J90, so good in these 1vx's, but Benja has the better angle, has the timing too. A lot of shots go wide, but it's the time that's important. You don't need to secure that kill. NJR sticking. NJR sticking! And SSG closing. 2 rounds in a
Absolute heater.
He's been very impressive.
I'm quite surprised that Nuers was allowed to just walk in there.
Ooh. Citizen especially surprised. SG trying to pick up some pace off the back of that. Players constantly caught lacking inside of the site. Got the control though. Ooh, NJR.
Retake where Benja left off right now. Trying to work some of this vert. Got a glimpse there with the pistol.
Dude,
He's going to find one onto NJR. Didn't need to be a headshot. He's been 1 HP since the opening few seconds. But it will do something to alleviate the pressure and give SSG the advantage now. And they've got 30 seconds to work with. Nath on the Clash. It's not the best tool for this job. Still a couple of Toxic Babe canisters on Spirits. Is it going to be enough to hold on?
It might be. He's got the shield to watch everybody towards Garage, but this does mean the other site is completely vacated, just sprinting across, able to extend at the right time. But Spirit caught with trigger in hand. Makes easy work for SSG. 3 in a row.
Spoke about it at the start of the show. They have played a heck of a lot of Siege to get here. But the fact that they've just had another...
Guns are looking around, Train on the opposite side. Castle walks out. Doesn't end up going for a walk. Instead, it's NJR who waddles out the breach. And any gun could have been fine there. Doesn't need the M4. A pistol would have done. There's no chance in hell that Benja is missing that engagement. J90, the clutch minister from that game against Shopify. Considered to be one of the best players in North America, who's been a bit sleepy for SSG, but has not only shown up in playoffs, but shown up in 1vx's when they need him most. He's the one that finds the second kill again! There's no way Pamba is cognizant of that one head hole made in the wall, and yet there's somebody there! Somebody from SSG is watching, and DarkZero just are not paying attention. Does retreat. He's got a lot of support on the bottom of Aqua. So it won't necessarily be a string of completely free picks. Benja again, trying to find a gap. The barbed wire will reveal his position. Get NJR caught lacking once more! How do they keep finding these players? They are not losing a single fight. Nuers, J90, and Benja looking lethal on Nighthaven Labs. Citizen with a very huge double kill. Won't seem to bother SSG all that much. Fultz falls off the diffuser, gets the kill, back to work. They've got somebody watching this angle as well. I think somebody just dropped down to the bottom floor, hunting Nate. They are hungry to be NAL champion. Play. We might have just missed her on this guy down below, though.
He's definitely missed her on the guy down below.
And he still gets Panbo. Like, this is
Lucy,
crazy.
for a book, you probably take it.
How tricky those vert angles can be, Ollie. We know that Benja might very well have died 4v5. Expertly timed flash. Ashen hits NGR and he doesn't even know it's coming. There's another one. They're just not missing any fight. No shots whiffed. Still a 2v2. There's some very important utility. Spirits with a toxic canister. Can't exactly choke the life out of Fultz and wins the shot he needs. But there's J9O. A 1v4. That wasn't a problem for him. A 1v1 with a DMR that hits like a truck. He might be able to get it done. Spotting the Azami. He can destroy this Kiba if he wants to fire a couple shots. But Citizen looking to engage. Looking to give J9O the open.
I absolutely love how Spirits throws the Toxic Babe canister. Ashen goes to shoot it. It goes down the hand. Sometimes that's just Siege. That is just the game that we play. You need a little bit of luck. You can be the best team in the world, but you... Could see there the air job's getting placed out inside of IT. Just gives NJR a little bit of surety. They've got no idea that Ashen's still playing on Catwalk. There's nothing to deal with these keeper barricades. There's no Flores, no projectiles. There's one nade left from Pamba. That's going to be good for nothing.
Well, NJR's at least good for one. Make that good for two. On the push in from IT, we need somebody to step up, and if it's going to be NJR, they certainly won't complain. It's only been him and Citizen for DarkZero. 5-2 very possible with this advantage. They don't have the tightest control on the site. Might be some players that are still unknown, but Fultz trying to get aggressive will regret that. And the Deathmark tracker finds the one remaining player, a lengthy flashbangs in, Boogie Drone to cover the noise. One player falls back, yet the other player remains as he creeps down Aqua. Benja able to take down the shield as SSG regroup, try to fend off the oncoming roam clear. Benja literally comes out of nowhere. Finds 3 kills with the SMG-12 and has control of diffuser close with a shotgun. And Panba has just run all out of flashes. The shotgun mistimed, and so Panba will be able to march forward. But at what odds does he face? They are quite stark as SSG retreat. Spotted on the BP. Does hit a nice flick, but the second... It is
good maps ahead of us.
We'll have to see if that's what Border ends up being. Game's not done yet. SSG, another one of these many opening victories. They're good at converting those 5v4s when given to them, but Newers, just a bit of a distraction for Fultz, who's also really come alive on these defenses. Only 6-4, but always getting involved in the action.
Nobody watching the drone at the moment, which stresses me out a little bit. Nath finding a kill onto J9O, levels things up. There's a chance at hopping into sight right now. There's not too much denial kicking around for SSG.
There's not, but it's just Citizen up top and Nath on the bottom. Fultz on drone. Citizen completely unaware of that position. SSG just always a step ahead. Always confident in their plays, assertive in the fights that they take. DarkZero not getting a single bit of control for free. And picking Nighthaven, challenging SSG on a map that they have looked weak on, that they have looked beatable, might prove to be one of the greatest mistakes of all. Nice little flick onto Nath. Another 1v1 if he just kept checking. But again, it's always these small things, these little timings or decisions that always seem to benefit Spacestation Gaming. As the FNOT continues to occlude his vision. And Nath stuck with no good options, and his bag of tricks one dry. In the series now looks to stop that very thing on home turf. Last time we saw...
was a bit of a menace on Blitz. We know that BB can be a bit of a problem as well.
Twitch! Floor trying to be as unkillable as possible. He'll slip by, wait for Newers. The Buck not looking, unfortunately can't quite catch the angle. We saw DarkZero run this exact thing, quickly sprint forward, try to find these fights. Oh, NJR! He has come to play, even if DarkZero have been struggling for moments in this series.
And deal with it a little bit later on. And it looks as though that might be the call right now, as everyone seems to be rotating.
My goodness.
It's going to be J9O to open it up onto Nath.
Ashen finding Pamba. What the hell is going on? Newer's on the cut, too. You could see NGR and Citizen both like, we're going for this flank. 5v3. All right, maybe we don't. Never mind. Citizen commits. Oh, he checks that angle. But Citizen, what a shot. Just sent right through his skull. One player over on the east side. NGR has been droned, so he'll move back down to site. But now is where things get really tricky. The hard pings will give him a bit of information, but not enough to make a miracle happen.
It did some numbers.
I think it did. Shout out. Oh!
Oof.
Like, what do you do?
J90, shout out.
Genuinely, what do you do against this team? Like, I feel bad for DarkZero. Like, they just can't shoot back. And I don't mean that, like, they're failing to shoot back. They don't even have the opportunity. What was Citizen supposed to do when Newer's quick peeked him? What was Pamazu supposed to do right there? Janito wasn't even looking at him. Flicked headshot immediately. Spirit swings, gets Benja, and loses all... Ooh, this angle's got to be tricky. Spirit's looking up at the hatch. Ashen might just expose himself. But Spirits gives away his position in turn. And so that's when Folt strikes. Opportunity given. They can start moving in with the diffuser as NGR and Citizen both off-site. Citizen trying to find the striker. Moving in through. Rora goes down as well. They can easily deny this plant if just one shot connects. But Ashen, who's still looking to go big. Desk pop with the momentum, feeling it, and then some. He's got control of the diffuser. He can back up and start to put this down. The time's not great, but instead... looks for the kill very briefly, but that's some key seconds wasted. So he'll push forward behind the machine. Citizen might be able to see him on this long angle. This has to turn around the corner, could spot him quickly, but no! Runs all the way around, and Ashen gets a bit too scared.
You don't always know when it was collected. So I feel like Citizen makes the right play there. You wait for Benja whipping up through into small.
There it is. Shotgun out. Falls back down. Doesn't secure the kill in the process. Instead, Ashen cleans it up quite nicely. Folt's on the opposite side. Repels in through Sandwich. Runs around to the right. And behind half wall. Sends us into our first post plant of map 2. DarkZero with their work cut out for them. C4 out on the vent. Does not connect. So Citizen hops out. Hip fired mainly is what gets him that kill. But SSG looking so well practiced on their prepped plays. Mechanical proficiency so excellent. We've seen SSG do this East Stairs play before. Blitz goes in, C4 goes out. Ooh, the mechanics so good from Foltz. Those C4s are not the easiest to survive, but if you keep your head, keep your cool, you might just make it through. But Benja loses his life in the process, and there's still too many guns trained on him. The bullets will do the trick. NGR trying to get aggressive. He'll pay for it. As even though it's not the cleanest opening, DarkZero maintain their advantage, though. Spirits wants to try to get NGR, will make the cross successfully, but Nave put to 1 HP in the process. Still swinging. Concerned about somebody pushing up and taking down the sentry as they move in, so the Candela goes out, and now all of DarkZero scatters.
Pamba is going to scatter into a kill onto Nuas and J90. We've seen him hit some pretty nasty shots. We've seen him really nail some fine pixels. Wasn't able to do it there and won't be able to do it.
Down below will be the one to fall to the commando. There's another player on East, though, who could easily make this a 5v3. Ashen and Benja could go for the pinch, but instead it's NJR. Another one. Another tally you can add to his column. The best player on DZ so far through these 2 games. Him and Citizen right alongside each other.
4 versus 3, still very possible right now for SSG. They have death marks. They have some information at their feet. Smokes, nades, whatever it might be. Deathmark going to get sent out there, targeted onto NJR. They are desperate to deal with him, but it isn't going to slow him down. Finds one onto J90. And honestly, with the way he's been playing, I wouldn't put it past him to grab a second. Quad kill, eventually downed. But Benja now in a super difficult spot. Got 4 kills to find. NJR to confirm, sure, that's the first. 30 seconds, he can collect the diffuser. All this still under the gaze of the default camera. Not going to be an easy one from here for Benja.
Oh, not going to be an easy one. But some of that SSG luck almost goes his way. Drops down instead. Easy kill.
Easy have to be good for 3 if they want to avoid an overtime. Zami Ying, nothing for him. So I don't think they need to worry about changing up the formula too much.
I'd agree, generally. On the guy down below, I thought they were trying to destroy the utility. My bad. I was thinking short when DarkZero were thinking long. Kamizu's able to find one, though. Traded out very quickly. So DarkZero might be able to find the entry here as the break players find themselves in a bit of a pinch. J9O caught lacking down at the bottom of East. SSG seem a bit like DarkZero on Nighthaven, always sitting in positions where these attackers seem to be looking.
Deathmark failed there. The mute jammer's coming in clutch here for SSG. Oh, what a swing! Benja. Deathmark or not, he didn't need one. He was like, I know you're there. I've heard you. Bang. Levels it up 3 versus 3. DZ now need to try and pivot. They're going to have to try and push through office side. They're all buddied up, but that isn't doing them any favors right now.
Zero don't even have it. They've got time to recover, though. 45 seconds. And a player East. And Jaro's got the cover, got the angle. Viewers getting a bit too antsy with it. Now the next one reveals himself on metal stairs. NGR doesn't find it, but that's what Spirits is for. On the hunt. Just a couple clean shots is all that is necessary.
But F not outside here on Armory. At the moment, at least, is just going to leave it at Armory door. Great pick over onto Ashen. Just can't sit still inside a CCTV there for Pamba. Lining himself up to one on those east stairs, getting bared down on by NJR. This area belongs to him, and it belongs to him for a reason. Hits the down onto J9O. Nua's with the kill onto Pamba, though. He's going to maintain an advantage still here for DZ as they slowly but surely batter their way through. Now have some good control of east stairs. Still with Nath watching a cut-off. They're just going to encircle the site.
He just can't miss today. There's another player that looks ready to be on the business end of that scar. Newers with no choice but to rotate, and NGR's waiting for it. He's hungry. Give him another 4K. Just another one.
Should give a little bit of information away, although no one caught on the track just yet. Nath eventually finds value, recognizes one is behind half wall. NGR doesn't need much of an invitation to open things up either. Kill over onto Fultz and a hop in about to ensue.
Out reveals the position, but DarkZero, they want SSG to know they're coming. They want them to know that Nighthaven was just a fluke. Border is more than their territory as well. A full clear of the top floor, a full send by DarkZero, and pretty much a clean sweep for DZ on SSG's pick. Got to give some respect to J9O, of course, the man who always seems to have the answers, but here, with a blitz in his way and a super shorty in hand, not much you can do when DarkZero are playing like this. A lights-out game from NJR.
Moment in time, and it feels only fitting to end where we began. Well, SR played, or were they just kind of playing themselves? And again, we can throw into it the sheer amount of siege.
Position. Instead, it seems like it might just be the Kibas. Not a big shock to see Ashen in the window. Will it work out? Good night!
Already typing.
Spirit instead sprints up as the doorway is destroyed, so he takes this aggressive line. Impact around the corner, puts him to 1 HP. The smoke will finish him off. Good reaction by SSG. As J9O struggling to hold on inside of the VIP position. Nath completely isolated. SG not letting him have any mercy as they fully retake and solidify their control of bottom white stairs. Diffuser in hand as well. But the man of the hour, NJR, decides to get active. Unfortunately, too many angles. He gets stunned, brightened by the lights shining from SSG's. This has been a weird series so far, but it's starting to have parallels to Nighthaven where just nothing is going DarkZero's way. The vert, then the shields. Now, J9O looks to get aggressive on the gridlock. What the hell is happening? Where did this come from? J9O failed at least. There's a boogie drone blocking Pamba's line of sight as Ashen crosses the cocktail bar. I mean, we're just going to see another timeout. 2 rounds in, another extremely puzzling game. As in 2 rounds...
Again, maybe they will just go for a slightly later peak this time. But DZ are going to move quickly here in round 3.
And not going for an aggressive peek, though Fultz will get one. It's instead SSG playing passive, letting DarkZero think they have the control, think they have an opening, then immediately on the angles, held since the beginning of the round, shut them out entirely. Is it going to be another flawless? It's another one!
There. Like, look, SSG are playing aggressive. They're spawn peeking us all the time. They're getting early advantages. Let's try and make something happen. Later, if required. The main part of the push now is going to be getting rid of these vertical angles, and Pamba, well, he's going to pick up a kill onto Nuas. Nuas already downed.
For the remainder of this round. They're still all generally in positions tradable to each other. Ooh, Ashen going for the swing, finds Nath as he backs up. Has revealed the position to the player on Brown, but can support Jan now in the long angle. He trades? What the hell? Spirit's down as well. This has completely stunted the DarkZero push. Fultz on the off angle. How does Panba win that? Down 2. It's left to NJR in the 1vx, and he finds nothing! Still voluntarily fall back, and still Ashen is ratting. This is one of those decisions where, do we need to do this? Does this need to happen for SSG? But if nobody's gonna drone you, who are you to turn down a free kill? DarkZero might try to pick up the pace, but I'm left asking the same question we did at the beginning. Just what the hell do you do?
That is 100% worth for Ashen. He takes the sledge. There's only 35 seconds. So the sledge's value was slim to none anyway. That hammer isn't the fastest thing to start making the vert, and DZ are going to have to try and force a plant down here. All they have is a Monty. There's a mirror window looking directly at them. There is a Vulcan pack on the floor. This is almost impossible right now.
Almost being the operative word. And SG look to make it a reality as Benja finds one in Pillar. NJR, what the hell is that shot? He's able to finish it off, but there's so much fire in his way. He's got no choice but to try to stomp through. Let your play become known. Utility clear going on. Fultz somehow gets away, and Ashen opens things up. The shield going down again. They can't even trade Benja. He sits outside. He's rotating the VIP window. This man just got a spawn peek and hit the forest rotation. At least they finish him off. At least they get the 3v3, and Pamba might just be gunning for more. Both trying to find the key opportunity, the duel of SMG-12s, and it's Ashen's who's shooting straighter. Nath might try to find him. Indeed he will. Not much the Warden can do, and yet these SSG players, they're in positions even I don't expect, even ones I do not realize. If Nighthaven was impressive, somehow SSG outdo themselves, and on map 3 of the grand final, Spirit's knocked back because of that nade, so a second one goes out. An opportunity, maybe. Oh no, but somehow Spirit's able to hold on, the shield intact. Ashen not scared whatsoever, picks up the pace, but this is where DarkZero finally start winning some of these fights. Another bewildering round as off the momentum of a 6-0 start, SSG lose literally every single fight. That's the secret to SSG. I must share it. My son, and we die.
Yeah.
And it dies with us.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Spirits hasn't moved. I absolutely love that from him.
Real from him. Cold as ice from Spirits. Flawless round? Question mark? Flawless round. Period.
To believe that we are getting toward the sharper end of things here.
Throwing frag grenade!
Ooh. Ashen giving the sharp end to one player inside a pillar, though it's still close. SSG just barely pulling through. A narrow advantage in a dominant game. One of the last two defenders. The only remnants of this DZ defense might just try to cross, but NGR with that C4. So good on border. Is the end of Benjamaster. Now Newers and Fultz reset just a little bit. Newers trapped in a bit of a cross right now, as I believe there's one player to his right in pillar and the other right in front of him in dining. No diffusers control either. So instead they'll reset. It's one of those rounds where we're making X-Kairos with, or Vert with X-Kairos. It's just one of those things. Just an average SSG round as they try to figure it out. Nath has let Newers slip in. Can't quite find the angle. No C4 either. It's all on him as the Grim and Pillar with the Bailiff out looks to finish him off. If NAL ever confuses you, if the charts in stats make your head spin, just sit back and watch SSG in perfect silence.
Welcome in, my friend, and congratulations. What a finish.
Couldn't have done it sooner.
How does it feel to be in your shoes right now?
I mean, it feels great, you know? Brand new team. Got it done. Couple months of practice.
Speak from the heart, dude. We want to hear something crazy.
I mean,
like, let it fly.
I mean, there's a lot of people hating. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't believe in us. A lot of people thought we were just ass after reload. And you know what? That's fine. Maybe we had a couple upsets during the stage, and you know what? That's fine. But guess what? When Pan starts shitting, guess who comes on top per usual? SSG. Take the dub.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, after 2 years of OXG struggles, your first stage, making it with SSG, obviously, and you guys get first. I mean, as you as an individual, your history in the game, from when I picked you up, you know, how does it feel? How has it impacted you to be number one?
I mean, it feels pretty great, to be honest. I thought, like, I mean, there's always a certain point in your career, you're like, will you ever, like, you know what I mean, be at the top again when you have, like, such a low? But it's just all about, like, resetting your mentality about everything. And I think this team just really, like, helped me do that in that sense, I guess.
Well, Newers, obviously, congratulations. You guys had a huge resurgence to go through the lower bracket to be able to get it done here. I kind of want just, again, to highlight on what Fox was talking about. I mean, what's been the biggest takeaway for you as a player and then all of SSG throughout this entire stage?
Biggest takeaway was probably like finding the way we want to actually play the game with me involved. I think in the beginning, they just kind of tried to fit me in to like a role where we had the same style as they did with Forrest, obviously, and it didn't really pan out as we thought because Forrest is a really good caller. But now that we like, I mean, College and AD are such great coaches. They just like knew what what we wanted to do, and like we just had to execute it in a month and a half, short, maybe less, and we just got it done. Hard practice every day, lots of reps, just get it done.
Well, and I got one last question for you. Which player or which team in particular, whose diaper's the fullest?
M80. Yeah.
Wow, you said that with confidence. Like you knew you were going to be asked that question.
They know they're really good too. They know they have crazy potential.
Looking ahead, Lax asked about takeaways. Anything you guys are bringing into, you know, international event coming up, stage 2 thereafter, not that long from now, in just a month, as you guys make this transformation and actually go to compete on an international stage, what is going to be that focus?
Just keep dialing in the same system we've been training for a month now. We just got to hammer it. Once we get everything down, our peak potential is insane. So that's all we need to do.
All right, thank you, Newers. An insane lower bracket run, one for the ages, as I'm sure we'll see in some years' time. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for the entertaining matchup, and congratulations on the championship here in the NAL Stage 1. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.